Hello everyone, welcome back. Before I launch into all of this, into my rant for today, I'm going to take a sip. Don't you like my cup? Can you see it? It says, good things, for those of you who are not watching on YouTube or Spotify, good things come to those who work their butts off. It doesn't exactly say butts, but you know what I mean. I think that's true. It's a mantra I need to live by when I'm feeling tired and I need a refreshment. All right, so we're not talking about cups today or necessarily hard work, but we are talking about being structured and organized and why when you are disorganized and your life feels chaotic, it is keeping you stuck. It is not letting you get to where you need to be. You are probably working way harder than you actually need to be because you're always reinventing the wheel, right? So we're going to get into that today. This was inspired by a conversation I had recently with a close friend, and I just feel like it's something that we can all really relate to. Definitely, I can relate to it. And I want to tell you my struggles about it and my thoughts about it. So if you have ever felt like things are a little overwhelming, you just are not getting done what you need to, or you look at other people and you see them being so productive and just like getting so much done and seemingly okay for it, like they're not selling an organ in order to achieve it, then this podcast is definitely for you, because I want to go through why this might be happening, different seasons of life, and how you can take yourself out of this feeling of being stuck when it comes to just getting stuff done in your day-to-day life. So if that's something that's interesting, make sure you stick around, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, leave me a comment down below on where you might feel stuck in your life. I also offer coaching. I typically coach moms, but I can really coach anybody who's feeling stuck and wants to get from that feeling of frustration and confusion about an area in your life to a place where you have an action plan and you feel like you can tackle it. I'm an occupational therapist by training, and that is something we love to do. Analyze people and help them get from A to B. Hopefully B is better than A, and they can truly fulfill their potential. So that is my jam. If that's something that's interesting to you, send me an email, send me a comment, and we can connect and see if we are a good fit. And then also, if you don't know my background, I have 3 small kids, so I'm in a busy season of life. So this topic really relates to me. So let's get into it. As I said, everything in life is a season. I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing busy seasons right now. For me, that looks like 3 small children, a husband that works and travels a ton, no sort of because we immigrated from South Africa to the States, we don't have like a network of family. We are slowly building friends, but we also lived in New York for a long time. And then 3 years ago, we left New York and moved to Austin, Texas. So we kind of had to start all over again. And if you've ever had to make friends as a grown-up, you know it's not that simple. It's much easier to make friends when you are a child or a student, or, you know, you can get out the house a lot. And anyway, so we are slowly building up our network is what I'm trying to say. And we now have kids that are doing a lot of activities, which requires a lot of driving. Who knew Texas was so big? I probably should have researched that more. You know, our weekends are busy. We've been traveling for work and professionally. I run a small business. We just got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. And never before has it been more pertinent for us to be structured and organized. And, you know, sometimes when you're in a partnership, one can be more organized than the other. And so you feel like one is carrying the weight more than another. That could happen. Or in a business partnership, that could be the same thing. In a marriage, relationship, whatever. So at the end of the day, you can only control you. And so this video is for you if you want to figure out how to become more structured and organized in your life. So here we go. I would also say that this time of the year, I'm filming this late October, holidays are coming up. We have a birthday for one of our kids. It's like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all the things. It's a hectic time of year, but it's like that final push before the new year when people now think that's the reset. I actually think the reset is now, like the start of the American academic school year, or the North American academic school year, because you've got that last sort of 3 to 4 months of a given year where you can really like turn it around. So by the time January 1st comes, you're ready to go. So that's just a little caveat. So I used to think that being structured was so unsexy. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like so boring. You're such a curmudgeon. Like, your life has no variability, no fun, and no excitement. And whilst that might be true when you are carefree in your 20s, maybe you don't have a lot of responsibilities, you don't have children, maybe your job is very flexible, or you're a student, and we all know that lectures are few and far between sometimes, depending on what you decide to do. You might feel that way, that you don't really need to be structured. But what is the phrase? Necessity is the mother of invention. That's what's happening right now, because I need to be organized and structured if I want to live the life that I want, that I desire, and I feel like as someone, the age that I am, middle-aged, kind of. Oh my gosh, I don't feel middle-aged. I don't know if I ever really grew up inside. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But I don't want to waste any time. We just don't know how long we have. I don't try to get too deep into it, because then I'll get super depressed and not do anything. But we really need to use the time that we have available. And when there is time that maybe there is a lull, or you do have more time, that's when you need to maximize it, so that when things get chaotic, things are out of your control, and you need the flexibility to take a step back or do something different, then you've got all these foundations put into place. Some of the things that have really helped me achieve more stability and predictability, so that I can be more spontaneous. And I'm sorry if it's not sexy, that's okay. This time of my life, getting enough sleep is sexy for me, So it's all about priorities. It's all about the season of life that you are in. So things that have really helped me. Okay, planning things in advance. It's true. If you don't plan, things don't happen, because often when you're planning things, you're in a frame of mind where it still sounds like a good idea. So you're still able to do it. So especially if you put money behind it, or, you involve other people, you're even more likely to do something. So whether that's a trip that you want to go on, or a workout that you want to do that you have to pay before you do the class, stuff like that will really help you actually get things done. But even just putting things in your calendar is much more likely for you to actually do it, because when the time comes that you were going to do it, you often forget, you get distracted. It's easy to say yes to other things, if people are asking you to do things that maybe are not moving you towards your goals, because there's nothing else in your calendar telling you that you can't do that, right? But if you've got a call scheduled with somebody, and someone else says to you, hey, do you want to go for coffee at that exact same time? You can't really say yes, because you look in your calendar and boom, chakalaka, you're busy, So having things planned in advance is critical to the step. I use a Google Calendar, electronic Google Calendar. I found that has worked the best. My husband's on that calendar as well. And provided we both place the things that we need to do in that calendar accurately, things go fairly smoothly, and we can kind of work around that. He has a very unpredictable schedule, so this is why this is even more important. So when he does have things locked down, he puts them in a calendar, like flights, or maybe something in an event in the evening or whatever. He doesn't put down in our joint calendar every business meeting that he has. But if it's pertinent to what we're doing, if we're meeting about our house because we're renovating our house, if we're meeting about something to do with the kids or some life admin thing, it's going to go in our calendar, so then we can work things around. If we don't do that, it won't get done. And life is about doing things you don't want to do a lot of the time. All right, so by planning things that are going to happen, a haircut, a dentist appointment, a kid's pediatrician appointment, a workout, when things are unplanned and things happen unexpectedly, you at least have that structure and framework to go about your life and to handle this stress a little bit better. So I also have a list of things that I call control what you can. This is my list of things. And I would highly encourage you to start to implement this in your life. It takes a little bit of habit formation, a little bit of discipline, dare I say the word, just being consistent. But it pays off so much, and you will live so much of a more calm and fulfilling life. And ironically, you might seem busier, or you might seem restrictive in how you kind of live your life, but it actually gives you so much more freedom, because you don't waste time. You can actually schedule in blocks of doing nothing time or resting time, or especially if you're a woman, I speak about this a lot, but It is what it is. If you are a woman that is of reproductive age and you are cycling through the hormones, you're going to feel better and more like get up and go the first sort of 2 weeks of your cycle. You're going to feel flat and bleh. Well, you could towards the end. Don't schedule all of your appointments towards the end of that cycle. Like, don't set yourself up for failure. But if you know what's going on with your body, separate issue. But if you know what's going on with your body and your life, you can schedule things appropriately and actually like get stuff done. Anyway, all right. So things that I feel like you can control. I've gone super granular. I think you should have, in an overwhelming world, defaults that you go back to. So like, say you go for coffee with somebody. I know when I don't drink coffee. So I don't drink coffee-based drinks. Not because I have anything against coffee. I just don't like coffee, right? This is very much tea in here. So it's not like I don't drink caffeine. But in some ways it's great. I go to a coffee shop. I'm limited on what I can order. In other ways it sucks because I stare at all these beautiful drinks and I don't really want to drink any of them. So I have a default drink, Earl Grey tea with milk, thank you. And my husband has a default drink. He usually gets like a cappuccino or like an espresso. Have a default drink, but apply it to maybe the type of restaurant that you want to go to. Like maybe you're trying to eat more healthy. So you suggest if someone wants to go to a restaurant, I would like to eat sushi because that's just a healthier option for you. Like have ideas in your head, sort of pre-prescribed scripts of what you would order or what kind of place you would like to go to, so that you're not making these decisions multiple times a day. That's if that applies to you, like if people are inviting you to lunch all the time. Go you if that's the case. Have a set bedtime. Like we talk about this a lot, but our kids have a set bedtime. You know kind of when your children should go to bed. The same for you, so that you're not like, should I go to bed now or not? No, it's 9:30. You should be in your bed. And then when you do have a late night, inevitably, or your night gets interrupted or something, you've built this foundation of going to bed between 9 and 10 for most of your life, so you can handle it when there's a little like blips, right? Like when your daughter wakes you up at 2 a.m. Just saying for a friend. Your wardrobe, having sort of specific things that you might wear. I mean, these are just suggestions. I don't necessarily do all of these, but I would recommend this. Like there's a reason why Steve Jobs, who had to make 5 million very high level decisions an hour, always wore the same like black turtleneck. I'm not saying you need to go black turtleneck, but because you might be emitting some Steve Jobs vibes, which might be your thing. But having some kind of idea of what you're wearing, like this is sort of so that you're not reinventing the wheel every time. Your desk, having it nice and clean and like being able to find things, your stamps, your checkbook, your stationery, things that you use regularly, just have it there and accessible. Don't overthink it. Like buy a few of the same pens that you like and just like live your life. Focus on other things that are important. Grocery day, maybe you say the same day, like Sunday is your grocery meal day. And workout days, you work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It doesn't matter. You do whatever you would work for your life. But don't make these decisions over and over again. Like don't waste brain power making the decisions that you have to, making decisions on actions that you do repeatedly. Like it's just an absolute waste of your time in this busy season of life. Again, if you're like 20 and have no responsibilities, maybe you do need to be figuring out exactly like what your style is, what your order is, which day you want to go grocery shopping. You're still figuring yourself out and that's totally fine. But when you're a busy parent, working, trying to live a healthy life, trying to maintain a healthy relationship, all of these things, you don't have time for that. At least that's my experience. Okay, so now one of the other things with being structured is maybe completing a new habit. Like I've spoken about how I want to go to bed at a certain time, how I've been sabotaging bedtime. You can go and check out that podcast video down below. But one of the things is, what if you want to create a new habit? What if you are starting a new side hustle or a project, something especially that you don't have any external accountability for? Because, a lot of us will do stuff because we have to, because someone is expecting us to do things. That's why workout routines, when you have a partner or you sign up for a class, those typically work out pretty well. You're going to have a better attendance rate because you're letting somebody down if you don't attend. And as a recovering people pleaser, I made a video about that as well. That's something that would work really well for me because I'd feel so bad to cancel that I'd rather sabotage myself and hurt myself or, be exhausted, then cancel on them, right? And sometimes that can work to your advantage because you're going to be that reliable, responsible person, and that's good. And other times it's just, you're just sabotaging and you're making it worse for everybody. Like going to work sick and then getting sicker, like it's terrible. Let's just say you want to start a new habit that you don't already do or that you've been trying to implement and it's not working for you. So let's take the example of an entrepreneur that needs to start a new business or needs to find new leads or needs to start a new project and you're having a really hard time. You need to understand that your brain is constantly trying to keep you safe. Your brain doesn't want you to do new things. It doesn't want you to change, right? So let's take this YouTube channel. I don't know how many people out there are content creators or want to start a YouTube channel or maybe want to be more active on the Instagram and sell their product or something, but they're so intimidated by the camera or just like getting started. And their brain is like, no, you don't really want to do that. Like you're putting yourself out there. What are people going to think? No. All the things. What you have to do, this is just a little tidbit from me that seems to work, is you want to do the smallest thing absolutely possible. So like say I wanted to film this video or say I wanted to start a new project. And part of that new project is that now I have to call people that I don't want to do. I don't want to call like a video. I don't want to film a video and have people laughing at me. I don't want to cold call somebody and they're like, who are you? Because that is possible. I mean, that can obviously happen. What I would do in that situation is I would set myself up for success. Instead of telling myself, okay, I'm going to call 100 people today that I don't know and try and sell them something, right? That's incredibly intimidating for your brain. Or I'm going to film 25 YouTube videos and edit them all in one day and put them up. Like, no, that's never going to happen. You're absolutely setting yourself up for failure. What you need to do is set yourself up for success. By that, I mean, you come to your desk, you've eaten a meal, maybe you've worked out. If you can work out or get some form of movement in before your day starts, even better. It'll put you in a better mood. It'll give you more energy. You're much more likely to succeed. You sit at your desk and all you tell yourself is that you just have to switch on the camera or you just have to script a video or you just have to find someone to call and call one person. You have to make it as small as possible so that your brain will like buy into it, because otherwise it's crazy how this happens, because you just think, I'm thinking rationally, like I know this is not right, but your subconscious will sabotage the situation. You will go down the rabbit hole. And what happens to me is that I find other things to prioritize. Oh, I should do the laundry now. Oh, I should deep clean the couch. Oh, maybe I should go out and buy dog food. Things that could wait, things that do not need to be attended to immediately. Maybe I need to respond to people. Maybe I need to start texting all the friends I haven't spoken to in 15 years. These are not priorities when the thing that you're trying to do is something to move you forward in a habit, okay? So say you do make that cold call, or say you do make one video or you script a video, then you need to reward yourself because this was a big deal for you and you need to create and close that habit loop. So maybe that could be, well, once I've made that video, once I've done that call, I'm going to watch my favorite creator on Instagram for like 5 minutes, or I'm going to go out and get that really special cup of coffee that I really enjoy, or I'm going to go for a walk and listen to my audiobook that I can't wait to read or listen to. It needs to be something that's super enticing. And then you create that habit loop where you have the situation that you're trying to avoid, but you have a reward to lock it in. And then you just got to wash, rinse, repeat. The same with being structured and organized. You just got to keep going. So honestly, I think that people that are successful in life, they have structure so that they can have periods of time where they experiment and are flexible. They identify the habits that they need to do, and they figure out ways to make it a habit so that it's not so hard. Because remember what I said at the beginning of this video, one of the reasons why people struggle is that it's so hard to do that they cannot maintain it. There's no consistency, and then they beat themselves up, and then they totally they don't do anything, right? They just completely let it go, and then they beat themselves up more because they're such a failure, such a loser, all this kind of thing. So bearing in mind, you need to be consistent. You need to structure and plan your life. You need to implement one or two of those habits that you know will help you move yourself forward in life. And with this formula, I guarantee you're going to start to see very small successes over time that are going to compound. And who knows, your whole life could change. I really hope that for you. If this is something you've enjoyed, please make sure you subscribe, give this video a like. Let me know if you want to meet up in a coaching capacity and we can have a call and see if we're a good fit. I would love to meet you. And with all that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye.